Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you so much for joining us today, and like to seek your good wishes and your blessings so that we can continue with the 8th canto. We're on chapter 4. So let's have a look at this. This is the verse number 25 from chapter 4. Ye mam stuvanti anedanga pratibudhya nishati tesam prapnati chaham dadami vipulam gatim.
Hare Krishna, can I recite it, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Ye mam stuvanti anenanga pratibudhya nishyatyayi te sampranatyayi chaham dadami vipnam gatim. This is what the Lord promised Gajendra. That's the promise of the Lord.
Go and read the translation.
Okay. My dear devotee, unto those who rise from bed at the end of night and offer me the prayers offered by you, I give an eternal residence in the spiritual world at the end of their lives. So, not only offering, we can also here in the morning, just put the prayers on going, and we do our puja and everything. Thank you.
How long does it take?
7 minutes.
Very good. Excellent.
For me, 5 minutes.
Yeah. You know them by heart, huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Wow.
Well by the grace of the Lord.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
I have been reciting since 2008.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Very good. So maybe what we can do, Karuna can recite them one time. Maybe we can do that next week sometime. Good. So chapter 4 is entitled Gajendra Returns to the Spiritual World. King Huhu is delivered. The best of the Gandharvas, King Huhu, having been cursed by Devala Muni, became a crocodile. So Devala Muni came to the lake to bathe, and King Huhu was there, but he disregarded the Muni, and the Muni was not very impressed. So he cursed him. He can become a crocodile. Of course, as we know, the curses of the devotees are actually blessings. After being delivered by the Lord, he regained, so King Huhu regained his beautiful Gandharva form. He offered respectful obeisances to the Lord. Of course, his neck had been chopped off as a crocodile, but he got his original form back of the Gandharva form. He prayed to the Lord, and then he returned back to Gandharvalok, freed of his sinful reactions. So even the curse of a saintly person is a blessing, indirectly. Because Devala Muni's curse, who became for Huhu to become a crocodile, but only in one life, Huhu was so fortunate that he was able to see the Supreme Lord face to face. So what a blessing that was. Amazing blessing. He only had to wait one life. And of course, as a crocodile, he was in his natural habitat, the lake, the water. So even that life as a crocodile wasn't so bad. And the fight with Gajendra did it for him. And of course, as Indulika Mahasi said, he was touching the lotus feet of Gajendra, a devotee. So he was actually, the crocodile was freed first of his sinful reactions. And he went back to his original place, Gandharvalok. So it was sort of a liberation for him. So, Agatsya, yes, Nariman.
Prabhuji, in Gandharvalok, do they devotees like in Swargalok and everybody in this material world, they come down once their pious activity is over? Same in the Gandharvalok, but is it part of the material world, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Basically, there, people who are exceptionally talented, they are great singers and dancers, and they perform these dances and they sing for the demigods. So that's what the Gandharvas are. They're very beautiful, and they live as long as the devatas do. But as you rightly said, when their karmic reactions are finished, they come back to earth again. So not in the spiritual world, and they have huge propensity to enjoy in the part of the heavenly planets they're in, but it's still within this material world. Agastya curses Indra in the Dumna, being troubled by the hands of the Lord. Being touched by the hands of the Lord, Gajendra received the salvation of Sarupya Mukti. He got the same bodily features as the Lord, dressed in yellow garments and possessing 4 hands. So he got Sarupya Mukti. In his previous life, Gajendra was a Vaishnav known as Indradumna Maharaj. He was worshipping the Lord in ecstasy while observing the vow of silence. While he was in meditation, the great sage Agastya arrived there surrounded by his disciples. Because the king did not receive him, he was in meditation. But he was a king. He was inferior to Agastya Muni. So Agastya Muni was not impressed. The sage cursed him to become an elephant. You got the buddhi of an elephant, become an elephant. Indradumna Maharaj, however, accepted the curse, considering it a result of his past life and the Lord's desire. So this is very, very instructive. This is the mood of the devotee. Some untoward things may happen in our lives, undesirable things, negative things, things that go in reverse. So the mood of the devotee is okay, doesn't matter. It's as a result of my past sinful actions. And the Lord has actually minimized it. And also, the Lord has sanctioned it. So let it be. Let it be. I don't mind being an elephant. This was really a phenomenal move. Again, the curse was indirectly a benediction, as within one life as an elephant, Indradumna Maharaj ended all his sinful reactions and was promoted to Vaikuntha. So really amazing. Devotees welcome even reverses and curses because they know that nothing can happen without the approval of the Lord. He sanctioned it. They consider reversals as a result of their own past deeds, tolerate them, and thank Krishna for giving them only a token reaction. Instead of being disturbed by calamities, they adhere to bhakti. This is the point. Even reverses come. Guru Maharaj, he had a quadruple bypass operation in the early 80s. It never stopped him. In fact, his bhakti, his spiritual life took off. He started traveling around the world. You would have thought after a quadruple bypass, you may want to chill out for a while. That's when he started preaching. Extraordinary. They depend on Krishna. Krishna takes care of them and promotes them to the spiritual world. This is very, very instructive. Even if reverses come, we cannot stop the bhakti. Cannot stop the bhakti. Never stop the chanting, never stop the reading, never stop the artis. Just carry on. Sometimes you might not be able to because the body may be in such a condition. So even mentally, one can try to do bhakti. Although in his next life, he got, yes, Naniben. Oh, was that from before? Okay.
From before, yes.
Although in his next life, he got the body of an elephant, because of his devotional service in his previous life, he remembered how to worship and offer prayers to the Lord. So as in the Dumna, such a great devotee, so as an elephant in his next life, this is the mercy of the Lord. He remembered how to pray, how to offer prayers. That's really incredible. So the 13th verse, this is really significant. When the Lord returned to his abode, he took Gajendra with him on the back of Garud in his Swarupa Mukti form. He didn't take the elephant. He took him in his original form, spiritual form. So this was amazing. The Lord is so kind. He didn't let the Vishnu Dutas come and take Gajendra. He himself took Gajendra. This is the beauty of the Lord. Amazing. You can have a personal one-to-one relationship. Be on the same plane as the Lord. So the benefits of chanting this Gajendra Stuti, those who hear this narration get promoted to higher planets, gain a reputation as devotees. They're unaffected by contaminations of Kali Yuga. They never see bad dreams. The Lord gives his blessings that those who remember this lake, his form, paraphernalia, many, many things, devotees, when they wake up in the morning, will be freed from all sinful reactions. The Lord promises that those who rise from bed at night, at the end of night, and offer him the prayers offered by Gajendra will attain an eternal residence in the spiritual world. At the end of their lives. So that's the end of chapter 4. Any questions, any comments? Wonderful chapter.
So, Prabhuji,
Yes.
basically there are two prayers by Gajendra, isn't it? One is when he was praying, when his leg was caught by the crocodile. And the second one is his prayers that we get up in the morning when we do it. Whether prayers or remembering Krishna or whatever.
It's chapter 3, basically. The whole of chapter 3 are the prayers by Gajendra.
Because I'm saying he's got two prayers then, isn't it?
He's got two prayers. Essentially, he's
One
got...
is, but this one,
Indulekha Maharaj can inform us, but I think there's this, the Gajendra Stuti is the...
It's the only one. It's the Gajendra Mukta Stuti, the only one.
Yeah, chapter 3.
And the other prayers when we get up in the morning, is that the same thing?
Same prayer.
That is the same thing, the same prayer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, same prayer.
Okay.
So what we'll do a bit of a cheating exercise. We'll ask Karuna Bandha to recite the prayers, and then we'll put them on in the morning.
Yeah, good idea.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Indulekha Mataji is more expert here.
Yeah, well, you can't escape your duty.
No, I won't escape.
There is no expert. It's just like we need to help others because we want to send them first. If we have to go to the Lord's house, so we have
I
to
like
send.
the attitude.
Yes.
Wonderful, Mataji.
She knows it backwards. She's very good. I'm really impressed, Indulekha Maharaj. Very good. How many are there? How many verses are there?
28
Okay.
to 229. That is 28 verses.
Okay. Very good. First class. Okay. Chapter 5. Oh, do you want to recite this? Do you know this one, Maharaj? You can do it anyway, if you like.
Okay. Navama karma kalpopi viphala yevashra pitaha kalpate purushasya sa ye atma dayitu hitaha. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses. I couldn't see properly.
So, who'd like to read? Kamakshi?
I will start.
Yes, go for it.
Activities dedicated to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even if performed in small measures, never go in vain. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, being the Supreme Father, is naturally very dear and always ready to act for the good of the living entities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Yes, what an incredible verse. Even do a little bit, it never goes in vain. So we might think our services is nothing, and it is. What can we possibly do for the Supreme Lord? Not much. But this is the beauty of the Lord. He magnifies it. Only the spiritual master and the Lord can do this. Whatever seva we do, they magnify it. Oh, you done such. Our Guru Maharaj used to always, you do the most tiniest thing and he would always magnify it so much. Oh, you done so much nice service. So this is the potency, the beauty of the Lord. He will, anything we do for him. And I was thinking tomorrow, today actually is a very auspicious day. It's Tulsi Jaldan, and also it's Keshava Vrat. And tomorrow I was thinking we go through this Keshava Vrat and Tulsi Jaladan. And we will see how Krishna is such a unique personality that he'll do anything for everyone, right? Gajendra wanted protection, he came, protected him. Draupadi wanted protection from Dushashan, she protected her. Arjun wanted guidance on the battle of Kurukshetra, he gave the guidance. He lived in Dwarka for such a long time. And he would fulfill the desires of the devotees. But then he would turn to the Brajvasis in the middle of the night. I serve everybody. I do everything they say. They've kept me in a prison. The Brajvasis are the only ones who would only do things for me and never ask for anything. So it's such an incredible Brat, Keshava Brat. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. But it's a little bit connected to this verse here, that Lord looks after everyone. But the Brajvasis, they look after the Lord. They got this special position. And Krishna complains to them often. Everybody wants a piece of me. They only want me because they want something. But you, he says to them, you want me because of me. So they're so special, these Brajvasis. We have to really get into the mood of following in their footsteps and loving the Brajvasis. Anyway, Canto 5, Chapter 5, the demigods appeal to the Lord for protection. This chapter describes the fifth and sixth Manus. So we've talked to the first four in brief. Also describes the prayers of the demigods. Again, more prayers to the Lord. Help me! And also the curse of Durvasa. So the fifth Manu, the brother of Tamash, the fourth Manu was the fifth Manu, Bravata. During the reign of this Manu, Indra, the king of heaven, was known as Vibhu, the rishi known as Shubhra by his wife, Vaikuntha, gave birth to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vaikuntha. And this Lord, he manifested a planet, a whole planet in this material world at the request of Rama Devi. It's quite extraordinary. Then the sixth Manu. The sixth Manu was Chakshush. And we've talked about Chakshush before. I think in his reign came Varaha, one of the Varaha incarnations, the son of Chakshu Manu. Among the sons of the sixth Manu are Puru, Purushu, Dhyamna. During this time, Lord Vishnu appeared in this Pashu incarnation, Ajita. This Ajita, taking the shape of a tortoise and holding the mountain known as the Mandara on his back, churned the ocean and produced nectar for the demigods. So this is just a bit of a pictorial guide. These are the six types of personalities as well that are described as in these chapters. There's the Manu, demigods, and sons of the Manu, Indra, the Rishis, and the Amshavatar, the Manvantara avatars. So we briefly talked through that in the summary. Nothing that I really wanted to talk through, apart from these two things that happened. In the fifth Manu, Vaikuntha, the Lord of Vaikuntha came and he created a planet, which was incredible. And then the churning of the ocean. So Parikshit Maharaj, again, was very interested. Hang on, why and how did Lord Vishnu churn the ocean of milk? This is such an incredible pastime. Why did he do it? And how did he do it? What was the reason that he stayed in the water as a tortoise and held up Mandara? How did the demigods obtain the nectar? And what other things were produced from the churning of the ocean? Such intelligent questions for us, of course. Sukadeva Goswami explained that the demigods, having been cursed by Durvasa Muni, were defeated in a battle by the Asuras. So what happened one time? Durvasa Muni, he saw Indra and he became very happy. He saw him on the back of the elephant, Airavat. And he was so pleased to see Indra, he offered him a garland from his own neck. A garland from a devotee is very precious. It's prashad. And that garland actually has great potency. So one respects that garland. But what did Indra do? He threw it onto the elephant. And of course, the elephant, being an elephant, mind you, Airavat was very sharp, but he's still an elephant, right? He disrespectfully placed it. So Indra placed it on the trunks of the elephant. And the elephant, not understanding the value of the offering, smashed it under his feet. Durvasa Muni became angry. He cursed Indra to become poverty-stricken. You're going to lose the kingdom of heaven. So there's a good instruction from this. To be materially opulent is sometimes very risky. Too much wealth can make one blind, and out of envy, one can commit offenses to great personalities. One must learn to be sober and well-behaved towards Vaishnavas, otherwise one will fall down. Well-behaved generally, because the most general thing that happens is a wealthy person thinking others lower than him becomes proud and arrogant. And that arrogance leads to causing offense, bad karma. So invariably, in his next life, that person is likely to be poor. And the poor person generally is very humble. He may go to the church or to the temple and pray, "My dear Lord, I have nothing. Please give me something." So in their next life, perhaps, they may become rich. So this is the law of karma. It generally works in that cycle. So when the Asuras, with their serpent weapons, severely attacked the demigods in a fight, many of the demigods fell and lost their lives. Indeed, they could not be revived, and the demigods lost their heavenly kingdom. Demigods then approached Brahma. When the demigods were deprived of their heavenly kingdom, they assembled and went together to the peak of Sumeru mountain at the assembly house of Lord Brahma. And they informed Brahma at what happened. And Brahma, he fixed his mind, focused on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he said to the demigods, now is the time to invoke the mode of goodness in order to establish the Supreme Lord's rule. So he and the demigods went to the shore of the ocean of milk. And we know where that is. That is within this universe. There's a special planet. It's known as Dhruvlok. And there they offered prayers to Kshirodakshay Vishnu, who is lying there on the ocean of milk, Shwetadweep. Lord Brahma offered prayers to the Lord, even though he had never seen him, but because he had simply heard about the Lord from Vedic scriptures. When he says he'd never seen him, he'd seen him a long, long time back, right at the beginning of creation. He was able to have darshan, but it's a long time ago. So he hadn't seen him since. Even when they would go to pray to the ocean of milk, the Lord wouldn't necessarily manifest himself.
Hare Krishna, Babuji.
Yes.
Is it Garbhodakshay Vishnu or Shirodakshay Vishnu?
This one is Kshirodakshay Vishnu. Yeah.
Okay.
Garbhodaksha Vishnu comes in the and then from him it incarnates Shirodaksha Vishnu.
Yes, yes, that I know. The
Shirodaksha
Vishnu is a Paramatma in everybody's hearts, right?
That's right. And he's the one on this Shvetadweep.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If we don't have faith,
Also,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yeah, can you just explain that again? You said, what is the name of this, the one lying in the milk ocean?
Okay, there's three Vishnus. The first Vishnu is Karanadaksha Vishnu. When he breathes out, millions of universes come out of the pores of his skin, right? In every single universe, second Vishnu comes. His name is Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And from Garbhodaksha Vishnu comes this lotus flower, on top of which is Lord Brahma. And then the creation, second creation takes place. This material world is created. From Garbhodaksha Vishnu comes Shirodaksha Vishnu, this one here, the third Vishnu. And Shirodaksha Vishnu is actually the Paramatma. He's in everybody's heart. But he also has a planet in this very world, in this very universe. That planet is known actually as Dhruvalok. Now, it's part of the spiritual, it's like the embassy of the spiritual world in this world. And on this planet,
So the Dhruvalok Prabhu, is it, no, we can see like a big star. Is that what it is? Is that the Dhruvalok?
The pole star, yeah, it's the pole star.
Pole star.
It's the pole star. Whether
We
it's
can
that
see it
star,
from Earth, yes?
maybe. I'm not sure if that's the one. I'm not sure if that's the one, but it's regarded to be the pole star. But I'm not sure if it's the one that we can see from here, because we can see many stars, right?
I think they said that we can see the pole star, Dhruvalok, when it is very bright star in a constant position. It never changes the position. That's what we heard when we were very young.
Right. Yes, that's right. It doesn't change. Everything revolves around it.
Yes.
So is that okay, Shyam Malini?
Yes, Prabhu, yes, thank you. But when you say this is the Paramatma in everybody's heart, then that means it's a bit complicated here. So
It's complex, yeah.
Yeah.
It's complex. But he stays, he also resides in this planet. He on the ocean of milk with Lakshmi Devi. He's sleeping on Anantashesh. Lakshmi Devi is massaging his lotus feet. And often the demigods would go and pray to him when they want something. Maybe if I get a chance, I'll do a little. There's a few pictorial things that we've got, which is easier to, when you see it, it's easier to understand it. I'll try to dig that out. If we don't have
Haribol, Hare Krishna,
Hare-
Nabi, Jai Hare Krishna, Hare to everyone. Yeah. So you described Mahavishnu, then Garbhodakasha Vishnu, then Shirodakasha Vishnu, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the form. Yeah, that's right. Mahavishnu.
Yeah. So the Mahavishnu is the one that from the pores of
Yeah.
the universes are coming out.
Yeah.
And within each of those universes, like a bubble within it,
Yeah.
there's the Garbhodakasha Vishnu, then the Shirodakasha Vishnu into everyone's heart, Paramatma.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Shir Sagar, that's why they call it Shir Sagar,
Sagar, yeah.
ocean of milk.
Milk. That's right.
From the word Shir, and the Garbo means like the womb. That's why they call it Garbha Sanskar.
That's right. That's
And
right.
they say, so the word Garbha Sanskar is like a womb. So within that's how I think. Anyway, yeah, thank
that's
you.
correct.
Thank
That's
you.
right. That's right. The lotus comes from his garb. That's correct. That's correct. Okay. If we don't have faith, even if we see God with our own eyes, we will not be able to understand him. So many people who were there in the battle of Kurukshetra, how many realized that Krishna is God? They were seeing him. Did they have faith that he's God? Seeing the Lord is not as important as appreciating from the authentic scriptures with the statements of the authorized persons, devotees. So hearing is always better. Hearing is always better. Hearing with the eyes of scriptures. We can't believe our eyes. So hearing is always better. Oh yeah, go for it. Share the screen. Oh, let me allow you to do that. 1 second. Go ahead, Rianj.
Rojika, it is telling you can't start screen share while other person
Oh, yes. Go for it now. Do it now. So what are you sharing? This is the Paramatma.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. Very good.
Prabhuji, this one also.
Who is this one?
Karanga Dakshay.
Yes, Mahavishnu. Good lad. Thank you. Okay. So then Brahma offers prayers. Brahma offers obeisances to the Lord, who is the origin of everything. Being all-pervading, he is everyone's heart and also in the atom. The Supreme Lord knows everything. He is illuminator of everything, has no ignorance. The Lord is situated in pure goodness and is worshipped by means of mystic power. No one can overcome his illusionary energy, which is under his full control. Since the bodies of the demigods are made of Sattvagun, they are internally and externally situated in goodness. All the great sages are also situated in that way. Therefore, if even they cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is to be said of those who are situated in the modes of passion and ignorance? How can they understand the Lord? So again, we saw that yesterday a couple of times. The explanation that Lord cannot be understood. They cannot be even understood by those in the mode of goodness. So what to speak of those in the mode of passion and ignorance? The Lord is the hub or the central support of the fast-moving wheel of samsara, birth and death. There's a little description about this. The 15 spokes of the chariot's wheel are the 10 senses, 5 working senses, 5 knowledge-acquiring senses, and then there's the 5 life airs within the body that forms the 15 spokes. The 3 modes of nature, goodness, passion, ignorance, are its center of activities. And the 8 ingredients of nature, the earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego, they comprise the rim of the wheel. So this is an interesting analogy with the wheel, how the Lord is the hub, the central support of this samsara. And then the Brahma glorifies the universal form. Okay, previously Brahma had explained that even those in the mode of goodness may not be able to understand the Lord. But the demigods, although they may not know the Lord in his personal form, they know him in the universal form. They understand that because they're part of it. So they glorify the Lord in that form. So these are different verses. They glorify the Lord's limbs. The feet denotes the earth. The semen denotes the water. The mind denotes the moon, which is the source of vegetation, etc., longevity. The mouth denotes the fire. So this is the universal form of the Lord. They're just appreciating the Lord's form, his different limbs, to corresponding things in this world. The eye is like the sun, so you can see. Prana is the air, gives the body life and vital force, like that. And then 38 to 42 different things are described. So again, parts of the bodies of the Lord: ears, heart, navel. Ears is different directions. Heart is the holes of the body. Navel is the ether, senses, mind, air. Strength is Indra, the Lord's strength. The joy is demigods. The anger is Shivas. The intelligence, Brahma. The bodily holes is the Vedas. The genitals is the Prajapatis, like Daksha. Lord's chest is goddess of fortune. Shadow is the inhabitants of Pritalok. His bosom is the religion. Back is irreligion. Head, heavenly planets. Enjoyment, Apsaras and the Gandharvas. His mouth, arms, thighs, feet, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishudra. And then different qualities. His lower lip, upper lip. The lower lip is equivalent to the greed. The upper lip is affection. Nose, bodily luster. Touch is like lusty desires. Eyebrows, Yamaraj. Eyelids, eternal time. So basically, they're corresponding the different aspects of the Supreme Lord to the universe. Hence, this is the description of the universal form. They're paying their obeisances to the universal form of the Lord. Then the Lord, Brahma, is begging the Lord to appear. Brahma prays, "We are surrendered unto you, yet we wish to see you. Please make your original form and smiling face visible to our eyes." Karmis, those who are engrossed in sense enjoyment, are always anxious and work to accumulate wealth for their sense gratification. Yet the results are not satisfying and results only in frustration. So we know this, right? We work. And what do we get out of everything? There's not much enjoyment. But devotees who have dedicated their lives to the service of the Lord can achieve substantial results without working very hard. Why? Just like watering the roots of the tree, the whole tree, including the branches and the trunks, is nourished. So simply by worshipping the root of everything, Krishna, everything else becomes nourished and satisfied automatically. You are the controller of all the three modes of material nature, but at the present, you are in favor of the quality of goodness. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto you. So these are the prayers of Lord Brahma, wonderful prayers. And this is the end of chapter 5. So any questions, any comments?
Roger, can I share my screen
Yeah.
now?
Yes, you can. Oh, go for it. Yes, good. Good. Very nice.
Roger, this is the one you are telling?
Yeah, indeed. Very good. Little diff.
Hi.
Little diff is the one that he shows to Arjun in the battlefield. And when he showed it to Arjun, he showed a different universal form because he showed there all the soldiers being killed, etc. So a little bit different. But this is essentially correct because if you see here, you got the demigods, you got all the different weapons, his different arms.
These are sun and moon.
Sun and moon, that's right. That's right.
The upper lip is affection and the lower lip is greed.
Greed, yes.
Greed.
Good.
And the mouth, they told fire.
I can't even remember. Let's have a look.
Is this on Arjuna at the bottom?
Yeah, that's the Arjun. Yeah.
And Krishna, so it's obviously universal form as
Mouth is the
shown.
Brahmins. Yes, yes, that's right. Universal form. But that picture is not quite accurate because he showed him the soldiers going into his mouth, you know, and being crushed.
Yes, Prabhuji, I saw one drawing.
Yeah. So the mouth is the Brahmins. Yeah. Mouth is the Brahman.
Eyebrows are Yamaraj.
Sorry?
The eyebrows are Yamaraj.
Eyebrows. Yeah, I'm right. That's right.
Justice, goddess of fortune.
Indeed. Okay, any questions? Any comments?
Prabhuji,
Mm.
can I tell how Shiva can be the anger?
Yeah?
Now in Demigods, because when Shiva gets angry, he destroys the whole universe, and like that only, I think.
Is that it? Okay. Indulekamaji, would you like to go through the lesson?
Yes, Hare Krishna. So this universal form was also shown to Bali Maharaj, right?
Again, different. He saw the form, but not in such detail. He saw the form simply Vamandev covering the whole universe. But Lord didn't show him the full extent.
Okay, because here in this Canto 8, on the where the pictures are, I can see is as Bali Maharaj and the members of his assembly watch in stern amazement the unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had assumed the form of Vamana, began increasing in size until everything in the universe was within his body, including the earth, planetary system, sky and ocean, as well as the birds, beasts, human beings, and demigods. The Lord in his universal form thus stood before Bali Maharaj, holding a conch shell, sword, shield, flaming disc, arrows, bow, lotus, and club. So that is in...
but that's different. Now, if you see the universal form he showed to Yashoda, again, different. Very different.
So he shows it a couple of times, right?
He shows different aspects. To Arjun, he showed him the full works. Right? He showed him the full
Only
works.
to Arjun.
Only to Arjun. Because there he included everything what we see here, how it's described, but he also included the soldiers getting killed.
Yeah. Okay.
So he shows different aspects to different devotees. To Dronacharya and Bhishma, he showed another limited aspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in the court of Duryodhana, he showed another aspect.
Yeah. He again a limited aspect.
Yes. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Lessons from this Canto 6. I put Canto 8 there, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Canto 6. Canto 8 rather. Canto 8.
Chapter 1. If we want to listen to the pastimes of the Lord to perfect this human life, we should inquire submissively from a bona fide spiritual master and carry out their instructions dutifully. Chapter 2, we are all living in the delusion that our wealth and family members will save us at the time of danger, but actually only the Supreme Personality of Godhead can rescue us at all times. Chapter 3, our ultimate goal of life is to understand that we are all caught up by the eternal time and we may die at any moment. So we should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who can save us from the struggle of this material world. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Okay, so let's go for instructions. Madhusudan.
Jai Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, can you hear me all right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry I wasn't yesterday. I was
Ah, it's
missed, but come on, I did the instructions and
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
she did, yeah. So let me
That's good.
yeah, amazing chapters, these, you know, and Canto 8 and the
Mhm.
pastimes of Gajendra and the crocodile and who they were in the past, and makes us realize, you know, how one can attain a spiritual body and even in this lifetime and all that. So chapter 4 instructions on how fortunate was Gajendra, who was favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead by having his gross body touched by the Lord, and his body turns into spiritual body, and he can go back home, back to Godhead. So good, and Gajendra assumed the spiritual body when his body was touched by the Lord. So this is actually by Lord's causeless mercy, by his mercy. But Gajendra obviously, you know, was an elephant because of what happened to him in his previous life. Somehow he remembered the Shrotra and mantras he had learned in his previous life. And in that way, also the instructions last year from yesterday, as I try to say, if we just learn some sort of a prayer, like even if we just say, you know, Keshavadrita, Narahari Rupa, Jai Jagadisha, Jai Jagadisha, something like that, if we remember in a dangerous situation, if we're able to just say the mantra, remember that, even the Maha Mantra, then that can save us. So Gajendra was saved by that, just what he had learned in his previous life. So Srila Prabhupada instructs us in the purport that not only by touching the body of the Supreme Lord, but simply by hearing about his pastime, chanting his glories, touching his feet, or offering worship. In other words, by serving the Lord somehow or the other, one will be purified from material contaminations. So actually, you know, this is how, you know, when we eating prasad or they've been offered by even Narad Muni, you know, he was blessed by eating the remnants of the food that was somehow spiritual, is prasadam. So and by serving some of the sadhus, his life is totally transformed and he's become into the position that he is in. And you know, this is how, you know, by touching Vaishnavas or eating prasad remnants, by worshipping the deities, touching, you know, we, even though the Lord may be in the form of a stone, or but by their mercy, they, you know, the lordships have presented themselves, or they are giving us darshan. So when we do anything in the service, you know, our material contamination is being sort of being purified. We are being purified. So, you know, I then think about, in this situation, I think about those people who were very, very fortunate to have had prasadam from the hands of Prabhupada, or those who massaged Prabhupada, or did any kind of service for Prabhupada, and how fortunate they would be. So this is the Lord touching the, you know, touching Gajendra. But actually, the Lord is even more pleased when his devotees are being served in any way. So, you know, how fortunate we can be if we are in the association of devotees, pure devotees of Vaishnavas, you know. So wonderful pastimes here, and giving us instructions like that, or what we can do to improve, you know, our position. And not just in one lifetime. I mean, in the purport, Prabhupada explained that for if it had the curse of, I just mentioned here that the curse Gajendra received was indirectly a benediction, because had it not been that curse, he would have probably, Prabhupada mentions in the purport, they would have taken him millions and millions of very, very long lifetimes to achieve the same position that he did in this lifetime. But the curse kind of gave him, became a benediction. Just in its one lifetime, he just achieved what he could have achieved otherwise in thousands, millions of other lifetimes that would have taken him. So chapter 5, to be extremely opulent in materialistic advancement is sometimes very risky. Prabhupada mentions that the material opulent person does not care about anyone. Thus he commits offenses to great personalities such as devotees and great saints. So Srila Prabhupada gives us the example of the incident between Lord Indra and Durvasa Muni, and some garland that Durvasa Muni was giving to Lord Indra, and he gave it to the elephant, and then the elephant crushed it and all that. So, you know, he got cursed, and in that way, being offensive to the garland that was given, you know, the demigods even, you know, lost all their opulences. So, you know, we can lose our materialistic sort of opulences and all that very quickly if you don't know, doing the right thing as well. And so, no, thank you. This wonderful
Thank you so much.
chapters.
Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Okay, so let's go to the Narayan, the Shinga Kavach.
He's very happy, and he is like kind of smiling. He's standing in one place, and I am there, and I'm asking Guru Maharaji, shall we massage your feet? And I say, which oil do you want? Sesame oil, coconut oil, olive oil, which oil? And he smiled and he said, no, you have so much to do. I was going to cook two of her. He said, go and do your cooking. I said, Guru Maharaji, don't worry, I'm not going to touch you. My brother is going to do your massage. And I thought, because I'm going to massage, you said no? And he said, no, not now, later. That was a very nice dream of him, right?
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Thank
good. Yeah, well done. Very good.
Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You know this Mahavishnu you said,
Yes,
is he Paramatma?
there's three types of Vishnus.
Mhm.
One is the huge Mahavishnu.
Is he
And,
Paramatma though?
No, he is
No.
the source of the Paramatma. So there's three. One is the huge one, from all the universes come out. Second is the one that he goes into every universe. And the third is the one who is the Paramatma. And he comes, he's an incarnation, he's an expansion of that Vishnu who goes into every universe. So there's three Vishnus. The first Vishnu is Mahavishnu.
Yeah.
Second Vishnu is Garbhadakshay Vishnu. And the third Vishnu is Paramatma.
Paramatma.
He
Okay.
expands into every living entity.
The Mahavishnu is known as Karanudakshay Vishnu.
Yeah, that's the
And
Maha.
then, yes, and then come the Garbhodakshay and then the Shirodakshay. Shirodakshay is Paramatma.
Is that okay, Kaushal Maji?
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes.
Okay. It's a little confusing, but I'll
It
try to
is,
find
yes.
some. I'll try to find some diagrams somewhere. I've got them somewhere.
Prabhu, now I understood it when you explained. I understood better.
It takes a while.
It's lot to digest.
Yeah, that's right. There is a lot. There's a lot.
But I think it's because we've been brought up with the Hindu concept that there's only just one Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh.
Yeah. True.
And there's only just one Vishnu. So when you sometimes challenge the Hindus and say, well, which Vishnu are you referring to? Mahavishnu, Shirodaksha Vishnu, or which one? And then they get confused. They say, well, what are you talking about? You know, there's only one Vishnu. I said, no, every universe has a Vishnu. And every universe has a Brahma. Some Brahmas they go forehead. It's like that story of when all the Brahmas were invited by Lord Krishna, and our Brahma had gone to see Krishna. He was waiting for a few seconds. All the Brahmas were invited, you know, and the Lord Brahma saw some Brahmas with hundreds heads and all them worshipping and doing the puja to Lord Krishna, and this tiny Brahma with forehead was standing looking. I'm so tiny here. This is amazing. What's going on here? Then he realizes that, you know, actually he shouldn't be so puffed up just because he's a Brahma of this universe with four heads. Yeah, thank you.
Nice one. Thank you so much. Okay, so Karuna, would you